that, there you go, up to 9th, back up into the top half of the table, as Darren said, above their North London rivals, which they will love. Only 3 points behind the defending champions, but still 8 points off finishing in the top 4. Leicester stay third, and there is still that nice buffer between them and slipping out of the Champions League spots. Elsewhere, it's just worth letting you know that towards the bottom, Fulham had 16 shots against Crystal Palace today, but they couldn't find a breakthrough. That one finished goalless. Palace without a single shot on target, and it remains now just 3 points between Newcastle, Fulham and Brighton. Right, an interesting game here and an interesting film coming your way on Tuesday evening. It's called Ours, and it's a really powerful analysis of the game of football.
Victories now, a really important one in the Premier League as well. What does that do for the mood in the team?
It's really good. We want to come back at the top of the league as higher as possible. We know we had to do some win consecutive to come back, and today we really wanted to win, and we did it well, I think.
What was the best part of your performance today as a team?
The reaction after the goal we conceded. Everyone keep the focus. We stay with the game plan, and when everyone is like this, it's easier to win games.
You, of course, scored today. Pepe and David Luiz as well. Willian put in a good performance. How important is it for the senior players in the squad to be stepping up at key moments like this in the season, where this is going to really define your season from now?
I think it's important that everyone's play well. Recently, we talk a lot about the youngers who play really, really well, who help the team, but as well as senior player, we need to be ready to be good. We don't have to rely only on the youngs, obviously. So when everyone is focused and good, it's easier for Arsenal.
Do you guys have that in your minds when you come out to play?
Yeah, we need to play. We need to play well. Everyone wants to play, so they have to be really. We have to perform really well to show to the coach that we deserved, and after is to the coach to decide.
Mikel Arteta said after the victory over Benfica last Thursday that win really kept your season alive. Is that how it feels today, that now that you've finally got that victory again in the Premier League, that taste of victory, it's going to be really important going into this really important period of the season now? Yeah,
we know it's really important now. We have March, April and May to finish well. I think this win is going to give a lot of confidence for the team, because we came back from losing games, so it's good for the team, for the spirit, for the mood, for everything.
Thank you very much, Alexander.
Thank you so much.
Quite right when Reshman asks him what's the most important moment today, coming back from going a goal down, and it's the second time they've done it in a week.
Great character, great desire. You see we'll see it later for the third goal, the desire of Cedric to run on the outside, on the overlap. So the whole performance, great character, and they deserve the win. Had more attempts than Leicester, more possession Leicester. Very good performance.
Yeah, we can see the goal that took Leicester into the lead here today. And we have to remember, this is an Arsenal team fighting back who didn't get back from their European trip until late on Friday. I know Leicester obviously had a busy week as well. It tells you a lot. Dealing with these games after European nights are big.
Yeah, it was poor defensively from Arsenal, and then he's got to get across. Mary's got to get across. Great strike from Tielemans across the goalkeeper. See here, Mary's got to get out there. First and foremost, I think El Neni, as the defensive midfield player, had to get across much earlier. But it was a great strike. The goalkeeper, no chance across him. It was a great start from Leicester City.
Yeah, and if there were question marks over the defending there, no question marks from the defender who got the equaliser.
Yeah, the run, the run at the back post, zonal marking for Leicester. Brave as well. Look at that. It was indeed his foot who was coming towards David Luiz's head, but just a little movement. Castagna just for a split second, fine margin, loses him there, and then it's a great header into that far corner. Schmeichel, no chance, and that was a great comeback.
In that situation, is David Luiz waiting for the defender to look at him and then look away before he makes his move?
He's probably looking at Willian. I don't know if Willian's just put it into an area or maybe they've worked on it, because you can see that the zonal marking. So David Luiz been clever. He only needs a split second, and the delivery from Willian, if they've looked at each other, who does the pass come first or does the run come first?
So it's more about the ball coming in rather than Castagna's look and waiting for him to look away.
I would say probably David Luiz is moving with Willian, the connection, the eye contact between those two, and that's obviously caught Castagna off guard.
Interesting. And then just a few minutes later, 6 or so minutes later, Arsenal were in the lead. Very impressive from VAR today. 2 big decisions. They got them both right. This was the second one, and it was the right call.
Yeah, it was. The handball from Ndidi. You see his arms in an unnatural position. caught him on the elbow, his arms in the box. So correct decision, no doubt about it. See there, and then obviously Lacazette, was a fantastic penalty. Obviously Paul Tini had to go to the monitor. Correct decision, but the way he just whipped it in that far corner, Schmeichel no chance. You know, just on the stroke of half time as well, going in at the break at 2-1 was very good for Arsenal.
And then it was Leicester making a change at half-time. It was Leicester, actually, who came out and were pressing Arsenal straight away. They looked full of intent, but at 3-1, you could see
the team showed so much character against Benfica on Thursday, and equally the same amount of character today to come from a goal down and then dominate the performance until the end. How pleased are you to get what you spoke to me about pre-match, those two consecutive victories?
Well, I'm really, really proud of the team, the character that we showed, the personality that we played, how we reacted after a disappointment start again when we conceded the goal really early, because it puts against this team in the worst scenario, because that's the game that they want to have a space to run in behind. But then we look composed, we look confident, the energy and the positiveness around the team was really good, and we created some good moments, scored some good goals, and I think overall we deserve to win.
Yeah, because you made 6 changes today, which did raise a few eyebrows. I know you had to because of the European game. And there was a lot of creative play as well going forward, really playing on that front foot, which is usually what Leicester do. So you were able to completely nullify them. Have you sort of found your system now? Because you played with the back four today. Is that what seems to work for this profile of players?
Depends the players that we have available, the moment that the team is living, and obviously the game plan that we want to produce against certain opponents. But it's not that we have to rotate. I want to rotate, and I want to have the chance to the players, because they deserve the way they train every day, how they are all the time behind the players that are playing. And the only way to do it is to play them. You can use any word to motivate a player, but at the end they have to be in the field. And I'm so pleased that even making a lot of changes, we were able to produce this performance.
I spoke to Alexander about this. Your senior players really stepped up today. Laka, of course, scored a goal. You had David Luiz, Pepe as well. And Willian put in a really good shift today, a really impressive performance. How important is it for your senior players to step up at these key moments?
Well, they are the ones that have to drive the boat forward. And then we can add something with the young, talented players that we have. But it cannot be the opposite way around. And they have to take that leadership and be accountable when they are in the team, because they are the ones that have to produce week in, week out the performances to give us some stability.
Emile Smith-Rowe, I guess his injury is probably the only negative today. What is the update? Do you have one?
Well, it was a muscular injury. He wasn't feeling very, very comfortable to carry on play, so we have decided to take him out, but hopefully it's not too much.
How important is it now to have almost a week to regroup after sort of, a busy period until Burnley next week?
It's going to be strange because we have so many games in a row and no real time to prepare. So it's good as well to recover some players physically. The amount of minutes and games they are playing, it's crazy, and they need a breather. And then, okay, we have a patch.
Timo Werner has admitted his Chelsea goal drought was the worst time of my career, and that he felt guilty after his missed chances led to Frank Lampard getting the sack. The German striker, who cost Chelsea £53 million last summer, went 14 Premier League matches without a goal between November 7 and February 15. During that time, Chelsea saw a potential title challenge disintegrate following a run of 5 defeats in 8 games that saw club legend Lampard replaced by Thomas Tuchel. His barren league run finally ended with a goal in Chelsea's 2-0 win over Newcastle United just under 2 weeks ago. The Werner did score against League Two Morecambe in the FA Cup in January. Werner's game has picked up again since compatriot Tuchel was appointed manager, and he has also set up 3 other goals in recent weeks. The period where I didn't score was the worst time of my career, because I'd never missed so many big chances, Werner told Sky Sports ahead of Chelsea's meeting with Manchester United on Sunday. I'd never been so long without a goal, so I was very happy it ended 2 games ago. The smile wasn't on my face all the time. You have to keep smiling, that's the most important thing, because when you are not happy, and you don't enjoy football, and you are always angry or mad, you can't go back to moments where you can play good football. Lampard was sacked after a poor run of just 4 wins in 11 games, and Werner admitted he was partly responsible for his dismissal. He said, "When you come here to play as a striker and be the man to score the goals, of course I felt a little bit guilty that I missed so many chances. For the club, for the old manager, but also for me because I want to score all the time as much as I possibly can. Of course, if I'd scored 4 or 5 more goals, maybe the old manager would still be here, because we'd maybe have won 2 or 3 games more, but you can't look too much into the past because there are too many games ahead of us. Having joined from RB Leipzig last summer, Werner readily admits the Premier League is more demanding than the Bundesliga and has proved tougher than he imagined. What I get now is that the Premier League is really hard, he said. Every game, whether you play against the bottom side or the third side, it's always the same game. 3 points against Man United on Sunday would move Chelsea above London rivals West Ham and into the top 4 once again.